Hello there guys, this is Solid Shepard bringing you another video, and today we are talking about the new game I'm really finding myself really enjoying playing, Final Fantasy XIV. I have a funny story really kind of with this game. There's a small chance that I could have been playing this game for over a decade had fate worked out a little bit differently. I remember back when I first got my PlayStation 4, I don't remember if Final Fantasy came out right around the time PlayStation 4 dropped, or if it was a little after, but regardless, I remember that there was not many games for the PlayStation 4, and I remember seeing Final Fantasy XIV, Realm Reborn. It was like, you know, you had the mage on the cover, or on the cover art or whatever in the digital store for the PlayStation Store. It was all purple, it looked really cool. I love Final Fantasy games in the past. I was like, I'll try an online version of the game. Went to go purchase it. It was on sale. I went to go download it. And I was going to go ahead and pay the subscription and everything once I got going and everything. But there was one problem. The game decided to freeze. And when I say freeze, I mean like the download just decided to stop working. And I still remember, like, I tried to continue to download, it wouldn't work. I tried uninstalling and reinstalling, and it just wouldn't install the game. Something had glitched out. And I was like, okay, screw this, I'll go back to playing Killzone. The Killzone Shadowfall, which is like, well, all that was out on the PlayStation 4 at the time. And then also Infamous Second Son. So if the Final Fantasy XIV had actually downloaded correctly, I probably wouldn't. I would not be making this video right now. I didn't have a YouTube channel back then. I wouldn't for a few years, so I probably never would have thought to make a first impressions video. So here we are. So anyways, to the character creation, you might be wondering, how important is it to like your character? And I'm going to say it's very important, far more important than probably any other MMO I've ever played. And here is why. You only need one character. You can literally just learn all the classes in the game, and that might sound broken to you, but it's really not, because the way the game works is your level is attached to your class. So if you get a class up to level 25, for instance, for me, like I started with Arcanist, and I got it up to like 20, 21, I think, level, and then I went to go try and become a rogue, because I wanted like a physical class as well, like, because a lot of the items I was getting was for like the war class is what it's called, like the physical classes. And I do plan on doing Dragon Knight eventually in the future for like the sword, tanky, whatever. But so I wanted, Rogue's gonna be good for sneaking and stuff. Anyways, I learned that, and I was back at level 1 whenever I had the Rogue class equipped. And the way it works is the weapon you have equipped basically decides your class. So if you have a tome equipped, then you're gonna be an Arcanist. If you have the daggers equipped, then you're going to be a Rogue. But the thing is, you have to have that class learned. So you can't equip weapons for a class that you don't have learned yet. And so you have to level up each individual class. So you don't need to make alts. So here's the thing. It's like when I first started, and I even said it in because I was streaming it. By the way, I'm trying to stream more regularly with this game. So I'm really enjoying it. So if you would like to see that, please go ahead and subscribe and stop by on the streams. But anyways, I made the comment on the stream that I thought it was really bad how they set up the early part of the game, the starting of the game, because I was like, man, it's going to be really tough. I said this, I was like, it's going to be really tough to do alts, because, boy, like, I'm saying, like, the beginning of the game, you're sitting there clicking through dialogue for like a good 30 to 45 minutes, maybe an hour. I didn't really time it, but it was really long. Like, it was It took darn near an hour before I was finally able to like actually control my character. But once you get past that, it starts being really enjoyable. The main story quests is slow, but you know, if you've ever seen any beginner's guide or whatever to this game, they'll tell you it's slow. But like the other story stuff outside of the initial story is actually very, very engaging and fun. But this is like the setting up character and all that. But the actual mechanics are fun. Whenever I was eventually able to do dungeons, I found it fun. If you're worried about how people will think of you, they actually allow you to set up with some NPC companions to do so you can do the dungeons without, you know, dealing with real people. But if you do want to do it with real people, I will say the community, the people you run into in this game are a lot nicer. The community's a lot nicer than a lot of other MMOs. Like if they're not as worried about you being top tier DPS and all of that. Like there's not as much pressure as there is with the game like World of Warcraft communities, where like they'll like kick you and complain because you're not doing enough DPS. So I really thought the dungeons were really good. The questing's really good. Visually, the game is very nice. And as so far, like it feels like they reward you. You get with like gear, like pets and stuff like that, abilities on a pretty regular basis, so it feels good to advance. And like I said, since you can do all these different jobs with your character, there's so much content you can really dive into. Okay, so one thing, I was about to finish the video, kind of try to wrap it up. There's one other thing I want to speak about, is the different continents. So I started off on the island, the continent, the nation, whatever you want to call it, of like the rogues and pirates and such. I believe it's pronounced La Nacia, okay? But I have seen some YouTube videos where people started off on other continents. There are 2 other like main continents in your faction. There's like a really foresty one, and then there's like a desert ecosystem one. And from what I can see, these 3 different basically nations that are separate, you know, realms, if you will, you know, since the first expansion is, you know, a realm reborn, they have their own cultures. Like it's not like copy paste cities and stuff. Like they seem to have their own cultures, their own styles, their own feels, which I really appreciate. That really helps with immersion. So I really wanted to give it credit for that. That's a really immersive thing for a role-playing game, which is very important. Anyways, guys, that's all I have for now. Until I get deeper in the game, I will be doing future content with this game, both streams and videos. So, but that's all I have right now. I don't want to speak on stuff I haven't experienced yet. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. And as always, guys, this has been Solid Shepard, and until next time, I should go.